Well, it is the truth of everything. The basic truth of everything is such. And if it's in the man's name himself, then I'm just assuming that there is a whole truth. But Sach Thakor, welcome. He is, if I may put it this way, a leading light in healing, in self-transformation, and also in the arenas of development. And that's the place to be today, right, Sach?
It is indeed. It is indeed, Denzil. It totally is. And thank you so much for that beautiful introduction about the truth. Such is the truth. I love that.
Oh. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your journey. I believe you were in the corporate world, and then you kind of rolled it all up, and then came into the wellness world. So how is that transformation, and how did it kind of strike you? Was it an epiphany, or was it something that kind of grew on you over the years?
I think it was the moment that made me move was like an epiphany through pain. So what happened was, my background was I worked in technology sales, so a sales guy. So, the corporate game, and it's learning how to be a politician, to be honest, if you want to climb the ladder, and dealing with things and not being yourself, wearing many, many masks because that's all you know. And it's like you're put here and you go to a job to exchange your time for money. And something inside of me was always like, I can do more, I can feel more. And I'd always be restricted internally with, whatever it was within the environment, should we say. And then I was like, I'm going to be my own manager. So twice I've done it. I've actually resigned, and I've gone straight into my own businesses, where, to be honest, is the businesses I chose. I was importing wine as my first one. And the second one, I had a catering company. I didn't have passion. I just thought that was my ticket for freedom. So with one of them, what happened was, I found I wasn't getting the growth. My overheads were very expensive. So I was pulled back into the corporate world to just pay the bills for that business and keep my head above water. And that came to me today. I thought I used to say that a lot. It's very interesting, and I don't anymore. And so with that, what happened was I actually, my epiphany was, like I'm saying, the pain was my physical body. I started having muscle spasms. So I remember like hearing my obliques, in my glutes, my thighs, and my back, like shocks like this. And I, you panic, you don't know what it is. So I went down the medical profession and had some medicines and pills and stuff, and then eased off. And it kind of, it calmed, and it went for a few years. And then it came back again, like last year, when I went through some other personal stuff in my life, and my personal relationship that broke down, which actually was my catalyst for, that could be the epiphany right there, right? And it was about April last year, where I was working from home. I was in the corporate again, bang. Well, what's that feeling, the twitch in the back? And then I just thought, wow. And I just surrendered. Something within me surrendered and said, hey, what is this? And then I joined the dots and was like, this is stress. This is going, I think, against also what my higher self was telling me, and I wasn't listening. I kept pushing on this route of, and I wasn't listening what it was showing me. And I feel like God or universal intelligence actually held me and said, hey, if you're not going to listen, I'm going to physically hold you. And I was held, So that was the moment where, bang, that was my moment. Like, hey, I've been doing this all wrong. And it's like, if you look at different stages of awakening or raising your consciousness, that was like my first stage of, whoa. And so from there, it was like stress. What is stress? And I was guided through a yoga teacher into pranic healing. So I'm a pranic healer. And that's the modality I use to help me and help others. And, after a few sessions, my healer and my teacher took away the pain, and literally took away the pain, took away that stress energy. And that led me onto the route of, hey, if this happened to me, there's a lot happening to other people, and I need to look after me first. And now it's brought me to a journey where I can help others. And just reversing a little bit, the first time it happened, I physically started putting on weight because I thought I couldn't go to the gym or exercise more. So comfort eating, drinking like too many beers after work, being in London, the culture, and it's a slippery slope. And then the suit's getting, and then just physically that day saying I've had it. And my entry into kind of it was the body first. So I reached out to a friend, helped me lose weight mainly through nutrition, and that's one of my businesses as well. And then I saw the vision there, and I had a place called the Wellness Lab. So we have Wellness Works. I had the Wellness
Lab. Okay. Brilliant.
And that took me into like the physical side, and I started teaching fitness classes, which I do now as well. And I feel it is that connection with the body, mind, and going to the spirit. And then the mind side came through the personal development I went on myself as a journey, and I invested in how I do. And my standard for myself every day is that it's the mind. Well, the mind is, I believe the mind works through all of our whole body, right? We can't see the mind.
Yeah.
But if we master that, and we get the alignment, which I feel we all come to that place of alignment. That's where we're living in the flow. So that's my story of how it got me into the body, and then it evolved into more the spiritual side where I am now.
Okay, it's very interesting because you talk about the body and the mind as something that's in sync, yeah. And you're also hugely into stuff like gymming. You're very conscious about how your body is shaping up, all in inverted commas. So tell us, is it like a 50-50 thing? Is it necessary to have the body in shape, to have the mind in shape, and which comes first, the body or the mind?
So I've been asked this many times, and every time it's like, what do I feel? So I would say, no, I don't think it's a 50-50. It's like three. Let's just take the two elements, the body and the mind. You can't have one without the other, right? And the biggest thing is we have the physical body, the energetic body, and you have the mind, the emotional body, and the mind body, right?
Right.
And it's, we can go so deep into like meditation and wellness and illumination, and then it's like, yeah, I'm a soul in the human body, but at the same time it's like, hey, but I'm also this human, right? I've also got to show up as this human, right? And then the mind is there. So saying it, I'd say maybe reframe the question a bit like, I don't feel it's a 50-50 split. I feel there are moments when more will take more of your time and need more of your effort. So you're healing and growing and giving love and nurturing to that area. And there are other times when the other will come. But when they are balanced, it's all about the balance, right? I believe when they're balanced, then you get the even split, where you could say 50-50, but the intention goes where it needs to. And as a master of it all, I would say, like someone said to me in another interview, what comes first? And it is chicken and egg, because it's like, it was about transformation. He said, how do you transform someone when they come to you? What do you work on, the mind and the body? I said, the easiest thing for a body transformation is the body to start, because they've come with that and they can see that. So if I say, drop your calories, eat this food, work out, they're going to start getting beliefs going to go up. They're going to see change on the physical, on the outside, right? But then we're going to go into actually, what's your program and paradigm behind that, which is your mind. So let's work on the mindset. But the flip side is the mind in the right position in the first place to move forward with anything? Because you've got your, 20% mechanics, but 80% psychology behind it.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I look at that.
And the psychology drives the mechanics.
always,
yeah, totally,
right?
Totally.
Right? You're curling, and it's the body gives up before the mind, and then you find that gear. You're like, oh, I'm going to do another 20 reps. And you're like, where did right? When I'm in my business and I'm like, I like, if I'm prospecting and I'm looking for new business and I'm like, and I was like, but what would I do in the gym? I'd find that gear. And then you all of a sudden energy, and you're like, oh, I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, tell us in terms of helping other people. Yeah. What kind of space do you come from when you help people? Do you come from the space where, okay, I know this and I'm telling you, or do you come from the spaces, whatever is you, I will take that forward?
No, I love that. Yeah, the latter, because they'll come to me because of how I show up and what that's the attraction. But the best way I serve people is, to understand and connect with them. Why has someone come to me? We can take weight loss, for example, right? There's one element, okay? So they say, hey, I want to lose weight. I'm literally thinking about a neighbor who lives across the road there, right? And this is a great example. I want to lose weight. Okay. So I'm thinking, it's not the weight loss. There's always a deeper underlying issue here. So,
Right.
you know, I had a conversation. I understand what's going on. And the 7 layers of why. Why do you want to lose weight? Oh, I want to feel good for my 60th birthday or 50th. I can't remember. I said, okay, but why? Because, you know, and then we hit the nerve where we go layers deep, where it's probably some insecurity within, or a deep rooted trauma, or limiting beliefs, you know, a limiting low self-esteem, okay, in some area. And then I'm thinking, I can put you on a program and give you some fantastic nutrition products and advice on food and a workout program. But if your need isn't that. You know, the human needs, what was her need? Her need was, well, the root was like, I want to get rid of this feeling inside, the root that's really hurting. So I'm thinking, okay, then we need to have some pranic healing sessions, because then I can work on the psychological side, where once I go in that route, I can understand how I can best serve. And everyone's different, right? Everyone's at different stages of where they're at. So I never go in with like the menu, you know, what do you want? 1, 2, or 3? You're McDonald's, which number do you want, right? And I'm like, no.
Is it burger with fries or without fries?
Right? You know, it's so true. You know, and I just think always connect and be present and detach yourself from, you know, don't have an agenda. And I think that can be the difficult thing in balance in a business, because especially in a spiritually based practice, you know, you feel that you're giving and serving and you're like, how can I take money? And it's common with a lot of people in the practice. But the biggest thing is, you know, your time is deserving off that.
Right.
So, you know, that's another combo, right? And money's a magnifier. So it's like, give me more money, so I will give more to the world, or not give, but allow the money to flow through me, so I can keep the circulation and I can amplify the good in the world, because it can also be used for bad. But the thing is, in a business, our objective is profit, right? So I'm linking this together. It's coming, and it's like I'm looking for profit. So, but my objective is, but I'm in a service-based industry where I generally want to help this soul. I want to help this soul on their evolution. That's the base of it. So if I've got in my mind, hey, I can make like 300 pounds of this, or 1,000 pounds, or I can make 50 pounds of this person, then I've just cut the flow of the connection of why I was meant to go to that person. So I always have an open mind when I'm having conversations with the intention to find more people to serve. How I reframe it in my mind, as opposed to I want to sell, I'm naturally aligned with, hey, that's where they need me. And I'm grateful God's given me the gifts, if it is a physical, mental, or psychological, or healing, you know,
ability.
Ability. Thank you. Right. Then I'm generally just grateful where I can pick that up and be intuitive enough to feel it.
Right.
Go from there.
And there is always, I also have exactly the same feeling as you have, because at one end there is the service aspect of this, because it is a service. You're giving something to somebody out of your abundance, and at the end, at the other end, you're worried that will my abundance go down? You know, at all levels. That's a feeling that I think all of us actually quite attuned with in a practice like this. But just as a practice, right now we're in a situation, and that situation is not easy. So how have things changed over the last 3 or 4 months, and have you changed the way that you're operating within these last 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, totally. I mean, so much shift, and like the collective energy, right? It's obviously gone in a fear-based uncertainty for what's going on and ways of working. So at the beginning of the year, I was going into corporations and doing like half-day sessions or clinics or one-to-ones with wellness and helping with mental health, depression, anxiety, fear. Right? So what happened? Fear happened like the beginning of the year. Everyone didn't know what's happening, so they shut down. Chop. We don't know what's going on. And then what happened, the evolving was like, hey, life has to go on. People are working from home. So I just go with the flow. I adapt and I evolve. So it's like, okay, let me come in now and let me help them individuals with state management of how they're feeling, and give them some practices while they're working at home, and give them some tips and tools, like maybe basic to someone, but it isn't to another. It was like scheduling, you know? So I go online sessions to calm individuals. I did some healing online, and then afterwards I said, let me give you 10 tips. You're working from home. How are you dividing your time with family time, with work time, and with you time? Because you are important, and there's a lot going on where we're all feeling the change. And so I adapted that way. I started doing a lot of one-to-one healings as well, more on the psychological side, right? Because of what's going on. And that's how that changed. And personally myself, even the desire, the demand for my nutrition business, the physical body, transforming the body, health in the body, absolutely accelerated, because you have that. I'm at home. There's two sides to every story. Do I let it slip, and do I just let myself go, which a lot of people have, and just feel sorry for myself or go into denial? Or do I say, hey, I want to be stronger and build on myself, and I want to look after my body. I want to come out of this lockdown thing, and I want to be better than before, and I want to have an advantage, and I want to be positive and be the light in the world. All those have started going like that, and then they said, oh, I need to sort myself out now. So I moved as well, that business, and I moved it online. And like every month we ran challenges. But the biggest thing was, it wasn't, what I found is, the underlying energy is, you come in a challenge for your body transformation, but it's about positive community, and it's about energy and support, and it's about, it is about the healing. However you look at healing, if you call healing helping, motivating, or, but everyone has a gift to heal. So I found that the evolution of that nutrition health business, fitness business, has really become a real community of helping each other be strong and be like this rock, and help them get through all this and move forward, right?
Yeah, because it's always about a tribe. There is a tribe in all of us, and as long as we're within the tribe, we always tend to flourish. That's the big thing. Okay, talking about fear, what is your advice to people right now? Because it is a very fearful situation. People do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. Are they going to have jobs? What's the security? Will you get food on the table? All of those kind of things. I mean, just the basic stuff is getting a little tougher. So what is your advice to people right now?
So it's having the conversation with yourself, and don't be scared. I think the main advice is stop, and I say it like stop. People don't think, and then with other thoughts or entities going around, they're picking up all this fear-based, and it's not their own thoughts. So I say stop. I say get my favorite friend, pen and paper, take some time and download and journal, free write what's going on in your mind, because once we have clarity, we're able to come from that place of solution rather than fear and panic. And if you look at the fear as an energy going in your body, one way I tell a lot of my clients is that, like, but it's a practice where you can start journaling and downloading words from your mind onto paper, so you have ease. And they're different things for different people. And then I could say meditation. Some people, they can't close their eyes, and they think, is that meditation? And I've got too many thoughts going on. And I'm like, there's different forms of meditation. Meditation is really me time. And hence, like, the journaling is like me time. Going for a walk with nature is you time. So I'd say stop, take yourself out of the environment, and really discipline yourself with that, and find small daily practices that you can be consistent of. If it is chanting, if it is meditation, if it's a guided meditation, if it's breathing, if it's walking, if it's going to the gym. Because one of my states of meditation is when I'm in the gym and I'm in a set, and I'm in that set and I'm just thinking off the muscle if I'm doing my chest, and I'm in the zone where I'm just present. And where I'm present, that's me being in the now and being in alignment, and that gives me inner peace. So then from there, I'm able to go, okay, I feel better. So I've changed my state. I've changed my physiology. It's another way. Your physiology, your language, and what you focus on are the three. The quickest way to change your state is physiology. Move around, do some exercise, jump about. And then I would say you're in a better place to deal with whatever this thing is, fear. Because when you've got it out of your head and onto paper, or out of your energetic system, it loses its power. And you'll look at it and say, so I was worried about the what ifs.
Right.
But there's what ifs in everything, right? Am I going to wake up tomorrow morning? There's always a what if. Am I going to get run over by a bus, right? There's a what if. So it's like, we have fear or faith. Fear or faith, both are things we cannot see, but they both require us to believe in them.
Right. Very true. That's very, very well said. Very well, very well put. Yes. It's either fear or faith.